Oh, okay. Greetings, everybody. My name is Coin. Welcome back to another episode of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. This one might be a short one today, folks. Okay, let's see if that little tiny adjustment fixes things. And also, hey there, Pickle Schmickle and Bear Type. Why is it twice? Or am I fixing it now? Apparently, I was just tuned into the same YouTube chat twice for whatever reason. I thought that the time I tuned in with the Social Stream Ninja the first time didn't really work. Apparently, I was mistaken. So I ended up tuning in twice when I didn't want to. But yeah, good to see the two of you. You much like this waiting screen? Thank you. Worked hard on it. It'll get, as soon as we've gotten another 5 or maybe 7 episodes in, I want you to pay attention to the logo on this screen, because there will be some edits coming to it. If you look at the initial episodes of this live Let's Play as well, you may have already noticed, or you will come to notice that there have already been edits. And I can't wait to edit this thing more. There's got to be enough time. But, Pickle Schmickle, thank you for asking. I'm all right. I'm in pain, but I'm all right. I do reserve the right to call the stream early today. I had pinto beans and cornbread yesterday with ham hock. And I'm pretty sure they didn't pre-soak the beans, my folks. So, me and pinto beans do not get along. It's all the starch that it's, like, soaked in and everything. What happened? I'm fine. I'm just in some discomfort, is all. Thanks. Although, I thank you for the sentiment, but, well, I don't think it's going to be letting up anytime soon. Thanks to the both of you for that. Before we begin, first let's turn off that timer. I need to go back and update this, but I do want to thank people for their past subscriptions. Means the world to me. And I'd also like to thank people who've donated in the past. Also, thank you very much to all parties involved in the past. Let's go ahead and switch scenes. If I could click correctly. There we go. Well, let's see if I need to do any adjustments today. No. I look like I'm sitting in the correct position. Just button that up a little bit. Look, I know there are dudes out there, and ladies too, that stream in tank tops and t-shirts, but I am not that type of guy. I'm just not. You liked yesterday on the stream? Do you mean the last time we streamed, or do you mean yesterday on a different stream out of curiosity? I just want to make sure I'm not, tangled up in what we're trying to say, Pickle. That's all. While I'm getting a reply, I will go ahead and do the recap. Last time, we started the long process of collecting Korok seeds once again. We've gotten quite a few of them. Quite a few of them, though there should have been a couple up here somewhere. Guess not. Anyway, we've gotten all the way up to this spot here where we completed the last 2 Koroks for the day, I'm pretty sure. Today, we're going to be in the nice, long process of getting all of the ones in this mountain area here without going across the map boundary, if at all possible. And then afterwards, we're going to proceed to start heading down south, just double-checking some of these Korok seeds. Then after that, we're going to head into Hyrule Field proper. Oh, you pressed the like button on this stream yesterday. Gotcha. Thank you. So, for you guys on YouTube, especially, and also, before I begin, Twitch, YouTube, hi, we're multi-streaming. If you guys want to say hi to each other, feel free, though I do not recommend a cross-platform conversation. Why don't I want to get to where I didn't unlock yet? Good question. So, all these pins here, with the exception of that one there. So the yellow, green, and blue pins mark towers, right? And I could go get those towers. Not a difficult thing to do. However, if we go through these regions now, I'm going to be disincentivized, or I'm not going to want to go through the rest of these places and get Korok seeds. I'm going to want to progress the story. And we have 900 Korok seeds to get total, and we've maybe gotten 200 of them. So I want us to pace ourselves. If by the time we get another 3 or 4 episodes deep, you know, we'll probably be ready to start going into one of these nice regions. Yeah, it's just a matter of if it weren't for the fact that I was trying to 100% the game, or fully complete the game, then I would just, you know, proceed in a clockwise motion, get all these regions, get the Divine Beast, beat the game. Not hard. But we're wanting to go that extra mile. So that's why I'm having to do a little bit more work. And again, pacing. So let me just drag over my map. If you guys want... Let's see, you guys are on YouTube, so you guys use a different command for this. It would be... Nope, it's the same command. I take that back. I just don't have the coordinate map available yet. If you guys type in YouTube, asterisk, I'll demonstrate it in just a minute. Asterisk, BOTW map, like Breath of the Wild map, you'll get the same interactive map I'm using. Let me go ahead and demonstrate that now, because not everyone knows where their asterisk key is. For you guys on Twitch, the command is the same, but you replace the asterisk with a exclamation mark. You sprayed? Hold on, I missed this. Don't know what that that might be in regard to the whole multi-streaming thing. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, I like having commands for you guys on both Twitch and YouTube. I just don't have all of them yet. Yeah, I figured you meant surprised. Oh, I see what you're saying. The I'm sprayed is meant to be I'm surprised. Got it. No problem. Yeah, I'm glad you enjoy the commands, or that you think they're cool, Bear Type. I work pretty darn hard on them. Streamer.bot has been an interesting journey. If I can get it, I would love for you guys to be able to access the second soundboard, especially because you guys can't access the first one because you're not on Twitch. Twitch has the channel point redemptions, which are kind of like soundboard commands. I want you guys to have something. but it takes time, and I have to learn a lot more about streamer.bot before I can even think about doing that. I don't know how well streamer.bot handles external files, because that's how I would have to put in a soundboard to start with. It'd be an external file. I'll look into that, but I can at the very least say that right now you guys have access to basic information commands, and you guys should be able to know what our goals and path for Breath of the Wild is. On to the recap. Although, actually, no, we already did the recap. Our plan today, as I've said before, and I'll just reiterate it again because it's been entirely too long, just going to wrap up any of the future Korok seeds along here, and then proceed to Hyrule Field and start taking out a bunch of those. Let's get started, because we've already spent 15 minutes, and I enjoy every second of it, but, you know, we do need to make progress. Let's see. How do we want to start? Veiled Falls? Also, I guess we still have side quests to knock out, but the side quests I'm hoping will be done kind of synchronously along with our along with the rest of the stuff. Let's see. Oh, right, I forgot. We have the whole thing with May to worry about, and I should probably go down the river first. So before we get to Korok seeds, we should go find this washed up Zora and tell her to get on home. Not much more to say than that. I kind of remember where she is. I just don't know if I'm gonna be able to, I don't know if I need to follow things in a specific sequence or not. Do I have the DLC? Yes. Yes, I do. I own the Switch copy, and I got the Season Pass when the game dropped. I have both. I have the Trials of the Sword and the Champion's Ballad. I have both of the DLCs. And I intend on doing both of them. And since those are the kind... Unlike most DLC, where it's pretty apparent you need to beat the game, these DLC are kind of meant to be done at specific points during the game or right before the end of the game. So my plan with the two DLCs is the Trials of the Sword is over here. This is a live Let's Play walkthrough, so spoilers! In case anyone cares about that. Somewhere in this region is where the Trials of the Master Sword are. We're probably going to be doing them, at least some of them, as soon as we get over that way, which may or may not be right after we've cleared out all the Korok seeds in regions we've already explored. As for the second DLC, the Champion's Ballad, I believe that has to be done after dealing with all 4 Divine Beasts. So we'll probably try to see if we can't attempt that DLC then. That's my basic plan. I'm going to, of course, review access to the DLC and make sure that what I'm saying is correct. Because if you could do the Champion's Ballad earlier than that, cool, great, hey, maybe I'll fit it in earlier. If it has to be, oh, you've already defeated Ganon or something, then okay, it'll have to be post-game stuff, and that's fine. Yeah, all 4? Okay. Then I think the time that I want to try and do it is correct. And of course, when we get all the champion powers, assuming we don't already, what I'll probably do is spend some of the time in Hyrule Castle beforehand, and my reasoning for that one is the Champion's Ballad DLC is very, very difficult. Very difficult, and you basically need to have, good quality weapons if you don't want to have a bad time with the DLC, if you don't want to struggle with it too much. Which, don't get me wrong, I'm down to struggle. I mean, I ride the struggle bus all the time on video games. That said, this ain't Dark Souls. This is not Dark Souls. This is Breath of the Wild. It's probably, I would say that this iteration of Zelda's is probably the hardest Zelda has ever been. Both Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, you could probably actually spend hours doing specific tasks on. I do think they are the hardest the series has to offer. But that doesn't mean I'm ready to accept hard mode, which is go in unprepared. That I think is super silly, and you're very, very liable to just kind of waste time. So my game plan with that is to, you know, get weapons, then go around, do the challenges that are required for the Champions Ballad, and then make sure I've got stuff going into that. That's just based off what I remember and what I've seen being played. If the Champions Ballad Divine Beast challenges do something like, oh, you can't have your equipment while you're in there, then I'm gonna feel pretty silly, but I don't remember. And I look forward to finding that out at some point. I do want some of this to be an experience. For those of you that don't know, and I'm speaking collectively to my audience here, I kind of take a lot of inspiration for my content from a man named Chugga Conroy. That's his YouTuber name. He is a Let's Player himself, and he does the deep dives into lots of stuff. Lots of really cool behind-the-scenes things about the game. I am looking to sort of emulate that at some point. And by that, I mean more than just the walkthrough part of it, but actually do the deep dives. So probably toward I'd say the end of the game, I'll see what people have dug up in, not necessarily data mining, although data mining for Breath of the Wild has been pretty prolific. I'm sure there are concept arts and other things I could talk about, but I do want to see if people have maybe dug up interviews or something with the lead devs for Breath of the Wild and see if we can't, like, throw that together in some sort of a streamer collage type thing. Don't know exactly how that would work yet. One of the things from I waited too long. One of the things from the DLC will help with some of the monsters. When you play games like Zelda, do you check online if you should buy an item or things like that? So like that level of in-depth, where it's like, don't buy it now, buy it later. No, I generally don't go that far in a live Let's Play. Like while we're streaming and everything. Because that's part of the live experience is perhaps not knowing everything. Like absolutely every last drop of knowledge. But for something like the Dragon Quest Let's Play that I'm doing, yeah, I would probably be more inclined to look up when I should get an item and then, you know, make my decision accordingly in the long-form content, just like he would do. Although, unlike him, I obviously don't have any Scout playthroughs to my name. And by him, I mean Chugga Conroy. It's a mask from the DLC. Okay. So you're talking about the Korok mask. I'm pretty sure that's what's being referenced here, right, Pickle? It's a Korok mask that pulses when a Korok seed is nearby. That would probably be mildly helpful, if that's what we're talking about. I'm not 100% sure, though. That said, I'm using the I'm using the interactive map. Majora's Mask. Okay. So, no, then I wasn't familiar with it at all. I know Majora's Mask exists, but not anything else. Majora's Mask is helpful. What does it do? If you don't mind my asking. And either, please, feel free to answer. This is a Let's Play walkthrough. I don't mind spoilers in here. You didn't know it is doing something? Enemies don't attack you. Ah, okay. That's cool. So, like, regular mooks or all enemies? Oh, the Korok one, yeah. Yeah, the Korok mask does do that. It does pulse around for Korok seeds, but it's very faint. It doesn't give you, like, an indicator. It doesn't give you, you know, a glowing path or et cetera, et cetera. It tells you is something generally in the area that you should be looking at. That's totally helpful. That it's not at all just a very, 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 very minor helpful benefit. The Korok mask is not as helpful as people think it is. It's really not. You might as well whip out the interactive map because that'll get you to where you're trying to go faster. The Korok mask? I want to say that's... Hold on, I think I have an item with his name on it. It's the guy that sells masks. I'm looking for a monster elixir. I think I have one around here somewhere. Kilton, that's his name. I believe you get it. I don't think you find it. But, since I'm not 100% sure, let's whip out the phone and find out, shall we? Because I'm curious, too. I just want to know. Yeah, it's the monster shop guy. He sells the monster elixirs. I remembered that much about him, and I know he sells masks, and I'm pretty sure the Korok mask is among them, but it may not be. Ah, actually it is not accessible through Kilton. It is based on the Master Sword Trials. It might even be like the final reward from the Master Sword Trials. Let's see. Yeah, this doesn't indicate very much. Ah, okay. So, according to what I'm reading at IGN, take that with a grain of salt. Apparently, it's in that whole maze before before you even get to the Deku tree. So, there's a good chance we might even be able to get this at about the midway point, and we'll at least test it out. But I probably won't keep wearing it because that is headgear. That the masks do take up a head slot as far as I remember. And that means a set bonus is being broken in order to wear one of those. And when it's the Sheikah armor, or it's the Barbarian set, or something else along those lines, that's not a very good trade-off. Like, yes, find Koroks with an item, and I only had to break my set bonus to do it. Very, very not worth it. So let's see. She's either... No, this is still the river area. She's like way out here. She's like toward the wetland area. If I remember this particular quest correctly. And if, we get to the end of this and there's no that May just isn't there, you know, we'll go back to Zora's domain and we'll start the Korok hunt accordingly. Let me just make sure I'm not missing something. Besides the Hinox will see you. Oh, you're still talking about the Majora's Mask, right, Pickle? Just making sure I haven't lost track of what you're talking about. Because we moved from the Majora's Mask to the Koroks Mask. Oh, no, I don't think so. I'm not, you know, whizzing on by so it can get hit by Lizalfos. No, thank you. Gotcha. I'll just take that. Thank you. Much better weapon. Even though I like spears. So you're saying pretty much everything but, like, major field bosses will run from the Majora's Mask? Is that correct? Or, you know, enemies won't attack you. I shouldn't say run. I should say they won't attack you. Because that's what you said. Okay, you know what? That makes sense. Because it's like if there's anything that shouldn't fear, you know, a dinky human in a mask, it would be, it would definitely be the field bosses. I don't think a Lionel should be running in fear from, something in a mask. It seems like they would just prefer to club the thing down or kill it. Okay, now she is right, like, she's either somewhere out across this section or this section. Let's see. I'm looking for the indicator on the map. That's gathering. That's the Safari quest. Ah, okay. It's where is this? Oh, never mind. We actually can't do this one yet. Why? Because she's washed out, not here. I thought she was here. As it turns out, dear old May is actually way down here. So I did all that walking for nothing. And again, if I were doing a normal playthrough, where it would make kind of sense to just complete the quests in order, I have no problem with that. But we're trying to, like, focus on discovered areas first so that we don't have to do quite so much backtracking later on. Go ahead and take a drink of something. Ah, okay, that's a bit better. Mysterious drink. It's just, strawberry watermelon juice. It's like commercially made strawberry watermelon juice. It's okay. Well, that's the neat thing about English. Spelling actually does not matter an incredible amount as long as the first couple and the last couple of letters are correct. I could sort of figure it out. Now, of course, mileage varies on that sentence. Some people need more than the first few letters, but generally speaking, if you're a fluent English speaker, then you could kind of, if you take a second and look, you can kind of piece the word, you can kind of pluck the word out of the however much it's been misspelled by. I don't judge people for spelling here. If anything, I would probably, if I had the time, I would probably spell it correctly in the chat so that those that want to remember the correct spelling for later, know where to find it, but meh. That's about. It's just a matter of pride. I happen to like my English language. What am I doing? I want to be right. I need to scroll this map back accordingly. Still, mastery of the English language is not a big deal to me. And eventually I would like to go back. I have scrolled too far up. That's what's going on. I would eventually like to, finish learning Italian, because that is the language I started studying those months ago. Those many years ago. I think the last time I picked up Duolingo to look at Italian was a year and a half ago. And before that, I went multiple years before picking it up to learn Italian then. Thank you, Pickle. Appreciate it. We're gonna go ahead and swim up this waterfall, because that's the way we're getting up through here. Because spending Rivali's scales to get up here is not efficient. What else can I talk about? Updates on Dragon Quest XI Definitive Edition. I am about 60% of the way done with the next episode. I just gotta, like, finish editing the second character blurb that's supposed to be in there. I also still have to, like, more or less chop out the grinding segments and then speed them up and put them into the character explanations. And then the only thing left to do is prepare the little segment on Tickington. That's the name of the place. Tickington and the Tockles. That's really the last thing I gotta do, and then we're good to go. I can hit the upload button, and I can feel a little bit better about myself, and then get back to dreading video editing, because audio balancing is a nightmare. As I think I've mentioned on the Discord before, I foresee problems for the next 7 to 8 episodes. But the Dragon Quest Let's Play, I think, has been a very fun learning process. What am I trying to do? I need to put on the climbing gear. And is that the only way to get up there? Kinda. I could use Rivali's Gale, but I'd rather save it for that bigger cliff up there. And as soon as we get up here... There we go. Now we didn't tap into that previous, that extra wheel of stamina. But I'd like to think that the video editing process has been fun. I've learned a lot. I have a lot more appreciation for what Chugga Conroy does with his videos. Of course, unlike him, I don't have an editor, so I'm having to learn what the editor does as well as what he actually does. So I'm getting a greater appreciation for the whole process. But it's been a blast, and playing through Dragon Quest XI has been fun. If you guys like, Japanese RPGs that are turn-based, I think you guys would probably really like the Dragon Quest Let's Play, and I've even found ways to revitalize it with mods, so it's not just yet another Dragon Quest XI, playthrough, which is endearing, but I like being novel. I like being different, and that means trying new things. And, if that means my shtick is modded games, then so be it. Ah, I know what to do. It's complete the pattern. Right? Hold on. Yeah, it's like right here. The block was just acting funny, so I guess it didn't want to count for some strange reason. Okay, next up, we've actually got a long way to go, but it should be reminiscent of the path we took to get to Toto Lake. We're going to be heading to Upland Zorana. There is a Korok seed, and there is a shrine up there. That ought to be real fun. That I do remember. If you guys want to examine some other information, let's put on the correct gear. For you guys on YouTube, feel free to type in where was it? Exclamation mark BOTWINGMETA Breath of the Wild ing meta. Have I found Hestu? Yes. We have found him twice now. Hence the extra shield slot, the 2 extra bow slots, and the 3 extra weapon slots. We have found him. Of course, I don't remember where we'll find him next. Maybe seeing him in the wetlands is the last time we'll find him. Maybe there will be another stable that we could check into along the way where we'll find Hestu again. Not 100% sure, but it's one of the things I look forward to finding out. I am not liking how my gut is feeling right this second. I think I'm okay. I think I'm okay. Let's just keep moving. I do reserve the right to take extra breaks today, though. Because, if you're gonna eat beans, chat, my lovely senators and inductees, excuse me, if you're gonna eat beans of any kind, bean curds like tofu or whatever, you know, make sure you don't do it on a work day and that you pre-soak the beans. I cannot tell you the number of times that if people just, soaked their beans for 24 hours and then gave them a double rinse, dried them off, and put them into the pot that they were looking to use. I can't tell you the number of times that people would feel load better from eating beans. I enjoy pinto beans, but I hate the gastric distress that comes along with eating that stuff. Now, this level of gastric distress is different from, say, if you've got like a stomach or internal allergy to food. For me, I'm lactose intolerant or sensitive, so I love cheese. I love cheese a lot. I love the good quality top shelf cheese even more. I like it a lot, but oh, pain, abject pain, milk, ice cream, and I'm starting to learn that maybe even tomatoes or nightshade might be included in my list of painful stomach allergies. There, all those things that I've just said I really like to eat, but pinto beans are special. Beans are special because this is the kind of pain I could ignore if I just offered to rinse the beans myself. I don't live on my own. I live with a couple of other people, and they do the cooking for the most part. I think I should maybe opt to rinse the beans just to eliminate all of that extra pain. I don't like all that pain. Anyone else have particular issues with eating beans? Maybe not like severe gastric distress or anything, but you know, for people with like, what is it? SEMO has this, so I should know it. It's a form of colitis. If you've got like any kind of colitis, well, good freaking luck eating beans. That like that's too much stress on your colon. Way too much stress. Goodbye. Okay, so where are we here? Ah, that shrine is actually not available. It is this spot up here. There's probably a shrine right here on this hill. Guess what? We need to do the second DLC to even see these. Cool. So we can just move on to the Korok seed. I thought that shrine was... I didn't think that shrine was tied to DLC. Now I remember that it is. Or, you know, if you guys are feeling comfortable enough to answer, like, this lovely question. Gotta be careful. Ha! Gotcha. Goodbye. And I saw, like, some spittle from the Lizalfos. This spear is a fan favorite among moblins. The spearhead is made from fossilized bones adorned with spikes, which greatly increases its stabbing power. Come on. I'll take that, thank you. Ooh, can I do this? Oh, you running toward a spear, eh? I don't think so. I don't think so. That is a... And we don't have a woodcutter's axe. I kept meaning to grab one of these. Yikes. Okay, Korok seed is up here. And I think it might be a random rock. If I am not mistaken, that's what it's, you know, being set up to be. Yeah, rock. These are the kinds of views that make Breath of the Wild really great. You can see the sea off over there. That's like the Akala region with the fort. We have Death Mountain. We have Hyrule Castle. And if you use your slate, you might even be able to see bits of, you know, Tabantha here and there. I've always enjoyed the views in Breath of the Wild. I like them a lot. And I think if there's anything else... If there's one thing I think Nintendo did do well with Breath of the Wild, among a sea of, you know, mixed messaging, is the views. Just the scope of the land. It's kind of similar to Xenoblade Chronicles, where when you go to the Gower Plains for the first time, and you're hit with just like the huge overarching bone spires, you know that the land is massive. You know that climbing the Bionis and the Mechonis is gonna be an experience. Like a really big experience. Anyone else play Xenoblade Chronicles 2? Or Xenoblade Chronicles? I happen to have played... I've beaten 1, I have beaten 2, and I have started... although it's been like a couple of years, I've started, but not really beaten 3. I have gotten a significant chunk of the way to it, through it, though. And significant as like a, you know, in air quotes, because Xenoblade Chronicles has like a ton of content available. All right, what now? How about this one? More DLC stuff. Okay, good. So we still need to make a Deploymus Fountain, but you know, it'll be a while before we see the next Korok seed. There we go. Up here. Nice, nice, nice. Grab that, grab that, grab that. Thank you. Oh, man. A jiggly substance that came from an electric choo-choo. Electricity pulses through its gelatinous mass. If struck, it will explode in a burst of electric current. If you're electrified, you can drop your stuff. Anything metal you're carrying, gone. Absolutely wild. Yeah, we got quite a ways yet. Right up there. I'm pretty decent at climbing small things in the rain. I've played this game enough. Hey there, small man. Welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Hopefully you are well in health and spirit today. Hope you enjoy your stay. It is not a first-time playthrough, although I have not beaten the game. It is a revisit. Thank you for inquiring. Are you a series veteran or a Breath of the Wild veteran by chance? Or are you like many folk that come here? New. I'm merely curious what everyone's level of exposure to Breath of the Wild is. Right, I am headed the correct direction. I am headed the correct direction. Good. New here, but you've been playing the game for a long time. I've gotten a good mix of, you know, newbies and veterans, so it's always nice to see another veteran. Have you beaten the game multiple times over, a couple of times? I'm curious what your level of play is. And, you know, do you enjoy it? I can't imagine you wouldn't enjoy Breath of the Wild if you have played through it several times. Not enjoying it would be strange, but I am headed the incorrect direction. You need to fix that. But you never know. Some people play through games multiple times, and then it finally clicks with the little things that they see wrong in a game, like taint that experience for them. It is. If I zoom in. Over here. Okay, we need to turn this way. But I won't say no to a treasure chest. Actually, this might be a, put the apples in this, on the statues thing, or a rock. Rock. Okay, so we have that one. That's all done. And we got the ones on Tall Peak, right? I could have swore that we did. Oh, right. Let me not, let me actually do what I'm supposed to do, which is to entertain. You've beaten the game with DLC once. However, you have had multiple playthroughs. This game is a real masterpiece. I would agree. Is it perfect? No. I don't think this game is perfect. It has its flaws. But I think the flaws build its character in a way that even though they are flaws, the richness of the Breath of the Wild experience is hard to ignore. And I've said it multiple times on this channel. I'm happy to reiterate it again. I do, in fact, think that this is a modern, it's going to be a modern cult classic, or it'll grow into being a cult classic. I think this is one of the must experience games in the Legend of Zelda franchise ever, of all time. Even more than Ocarina of Time or Zelda 1. I truly do think that. Make sure not I've addressed all of your sentence here. I'm trying to think if there's any other counterweight or anything else I want to say about it. So far, from what I've experienced, I think the biggest detraction I could say this game has are the Korok seeds. And not even the idea of them, because I think the idea of the Korok seeds is awesome. I don't think the game does a good enough job at letting you know or having ways of detecting where these Korok seeds are. And if you're a first-time player and you find out later, oh, there were 900 of these things and you missed how many? How are you supposed to find them all when they're hidden under rocks or whatever? Well, you really don't have any recourse except look at a guide or find the one item in the Great Forest or whatever, or the Lost Woods, that maybe might help you. And I say that with a very big asterisk over it. But even counting the Korok seeds as like a big detractor, I do agree with you wholeheartedly. I do think this game is a masterpiece. It is worth experiencing, both in the Switch and Wii U forms, although I do think the Switch is the better console to experience it on, just because it's not testing the Switch in the same way. It's not physically testing the Switch's limits the same way that it physically tests the Wii U's like limits, or like physical spec limits and everything. I had a friend. I would like to think I still have this friend, but we haven't spoken in some time. He has a copy of this. Thank you very much for the follow. Why is that playing again? I don't know what's going on. No, I don't want to drag a URL into OBS. Ah, it is the graphic art. It is the graphic art designer from before. Am I dealing with a real person today, or am I dealing with a bot like I was last time? Oh, graphic artist designs, like designer scams abound, everybody. Gotta be careful. I get that people are trying to ply their trade and AI has made that more difficult, but randomly just going door-to-door advertising services is not what you want to be doing with graphic art and design. You want to have a DeviantArt page and you want to market that like crazy. Do what you can to market it. Anyway, I have a nice little Discord server that I work very hard on. I'm going to go ahead and shill that now, along with the other things that I'd like to shill about before I take a break. We take a break about every hour here. Lasts for usually about 3 minutes, and then we get back into the gameplay and all that other fun stuff. And the reason I take the breaks is for Twitch, everybody, just so you know. Let me go ahead and get the links out of the way. It's a nice, small little community I'm building up. I am looking to change that. One day, one heart, and one mind at a time. Feel free to join the Discord or don't. I don't want to force anyone to do anything, but I will say it's a pretty easy process. The onboarding is automatic as soon as you join, and the bonus roles are not really necessary unless you don't want to, miss content or anything. And also, if you guys like this content and hadn't considered doing so already, do the algorithmic thing. Follow on Twitch and subscribe on YouTube and all that fun stuff. Before I take this break, I am going to go ahead and make sure I address anything in chat now. Really hope they do a remaster on the Switch 2 with better graphics. The current graphics are great, but 60 FPS would be nice. Yes, I agree. And I would like it to be marketed better. I think that's the main thing I'm struggling with the Switch 2, which, to be honest, I struggled with the Wii U for the same reasons. They don't market the damn thing. And they didn't, in the Wii U's case, they didn't differentiate it from, its predecessor. So it's why am I supposed to buy this again? Is it because games are just not going to be offered on the Switch anymore or the Wii anymore? What are we talking about here? The hypothetical scenario here. You're doing Trial of the Sword? Awesome. I hope those trials go well, though they are not easy at all. In fact, I remember when I played through this the first time, we did actually complete all of the Master Sword trials, and they were... Oh, I have a clip of me finally, after failing on stream for multiple hours. I have a clip around somewhere of me actually beating the 100th floor in the advanced trial. Not an experience I'm looking forward to repeating again, but I will do it for you guys. And whether I do it off camera or on camera is going to depend on how it goes this time. Going back to my previous, going back to the previous topic that Small Man brought up here, I think I'm looking forward to seeing a new, advertising trailer. I do agree with you. The Switch 2's got to have some better frame rate, or it's gonna struggle. It's gonna be like a lackluster release. Nintendo's gonna regret it, and then we're not gonna get another console from them until it's expedient for them to do so. I want them to market it better. Bottom line, I want them to market it better. I don't want them to just coast under the radar and thinking, oh, well, Microsoft and Sony are marketing right now, so we're just not gonna say anything. I'm hoping for an E3, or maybe not an E3, because those are not really operable anymore, but I'm hoping that Nintendo does some sort of service announcement, something. Twitter, X, Facebook, Blue Sky, TikTok, whatever. I want them to spread the word more, and I want them to have better PR. But I'm on my soapbox, because I am a Nintendo fanboy. I do like Nintendo titles. Not all of them, but I like a good chunk of them. I think Nintendo is one of the better companies out there, even if they are a bit two-faced. But that's once again, that's getting into real world stuff and not the game, and I'd like to avoid that. Nintendo needs to step up the marketing. I'm glad we're in agreement on that, Small Man. I'm glad to see a kindred spirit in that, because I do want to see Nintendo franchises succeed. They've been a guiding critical force for many children in the past 2 decades. I would like it to stay that way. Well, guys, I'm 4 minutes overdue. It's break time. As a warning, I am dealing with, gastric distress from eating beans yesterday. I may go over my 3-minute limit for the intermissions. Sorry, not trying to give people more information than necessary, but just, I'm gonna be on the porcelain throne if I'm not back. That's all. Try to think if there was anything else I was supposed to say. Nope, I don't think so. I think I've covered everything I wanted to say before, addressing comments and everything. So we're going to take this break now. I will see you guys back in 3 minutes. And if I went and run ads, I guess that's the other thing I wanted to say. For you guys on Twitch, I will be running 3 minutes of ads to help eliminate the pre-roll and everything. Not a big deal if you're not on Twitch, but, I know nobody likes ads, but I gotta run the things. Content creator first world problems. Anyway, I'll see you guys after the break in roughly 3 minutes. Sorry about that, guys. I'm back. Oh, I am not a happy camper. I'm gonna have to start skipping the pinto beans if they don't do the soak with them like they're supposed to. Because I'm pretty sure that's what happened last time. I'm waxing on too long about pinto beans. I need to stop. Just, ugh. Thank you very much. So far, my pain is okay. Not much has really changed, but as I've said before, and I'll just as a reminder to everybody, since there are new folk here and everything, I do reserve the right to cut the stream off early if I don't think I could tolerate the pain. Okay, we got this Koroks seed, right? Yep. So the next one is over here. Okay. What else can I talk about? Well, I guess since we have new people here and everything, I could ask, small man, if you happen to be here, what's your favorite entry in the Zelda series, if and you don't mind my asking? And, I wouldn't ask someone else to, answer a question I wouldn't answer myself, so I'll talk about it. My favorite in the Legend of Zelda series has got to be Skyward Sword. There's a large chunk of nostalgia bias there. I've talked about it before. I'll talk about it again because I like the game that much. I like the motion controls from the original port as a kid. I enjoyed them a great deal. I'll read that sentence in a second, Bear Type, promise. Where am I trying to go here? Okay, we're headed the right way. I just need to continue. I enjoyed it, and the story was a little bit more involved. I would say it was almost as involved as Twilight Princess, but not quite so dark. I'm headed the wrong way now. Let's fix that. Right over here. I've just always been a big fan of Skyward Sword. And I think the remaster, really works wonders with that. Let me see. Let me make sure I'm not missing statements now, because I believe that's the second statement. It's your choice and you shouldn't continue if you can't. I appreciate that latitude, Bear Type. I appreciate you being in my corner on that one. I think I'll know in the next 45 minutes whether I need to stop early or I can keep going. Hello. So it's like, do we need to... okay, yeah, I thought this thing might have looked a little bit metally. Just gonna put that over there so it doesn't go sliding every which way. You'll be honest, you didn't really play enough games to choose. That's totally valid. That is absolutely valid. It's okay not to have a favorite in the franchise. It's okay if your experience with it is limited. It's okay if it's okay to have a limited game experience. It's an expensive hobby. It's absolutely an expensive hobby. Greetings, Mario. Good to see you. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you're doing well in health and in spirits. Hope you enjoy your stay. You watched your life update videos and was wondering what you do for a living, and glad to see you live. Thank you. I appreciate it. I do basically, I pet sit and house sit for clients. That's pretty much what I do now. I used to be a fallen STEM major. I was a student, and then at some point didn't finish. So, I pet sit for folks now, mainly dogs. I do have experience with cats, but I don't have enough training on cats to like consistently watch them full time. So mainly it's people who operate and run with dogs, but I'll watch anyone's house or, I'll check it, do visits, things like that. It's gig work. I essentially do gig work for a living. I'm trying to make sure I contextualize my answer since you watched the... Was it both vlogs or just one? Out of curiosity. Gotta watch where my toes are or I'll run them over. I was a Mario kid for a few years who never really got any Zelda games. That's completely valid. Do you have a favorite Mario title then? Bear type? I think I'm in the opposite position. I think we're exactly juxtaposed to each other, where I have a tough time answering about Mario titles, because the only ones I've played are either like the cult classic of Mario 64, but I don't like it enough to call it a favorite or anything. And I have Super Mario Odyssey sitting on my game display, and I thought Odyssey was okay, but I don't know if I'd call it my favorite either. Maybe that might be... I like the Mario and Luigi titles a lot more than I like just the Mario platformer titles. Do I do a lot of work? If and you don't mind my asking? No, I don't. I generally do not. I have one client, and I have a long-term client, and I've had another client I've done work with before. That's pretty much that's pretty much it. Occasionally, I'll watch my step aunt. I guess that's who she'd be in relation to me. My stepmother's sister. Step aunt, I'm pretty sure, is the correct answer. I've watched her dogs before. Her dogs? Her dog. Singular. Excuse me. And I've gotten paid for that before. Outside of that, lots of people generally want someone who is insured, and I'm poor. And, I can't really afford that. So, I have to make do. I've been meaning to get some more clients this year, though, so I'm gonna start that process up. I'd say within the next month or so. Gotta make money somehow. Hey there, Sizzling Seal. Welcome to the stream. Welcome back. Good to see you. Hopefully you're doing well in health and spirit today, friend. Hope you enjoy your stay. Let's get a Twitch shout-out going. Sizzling Seal is also a content creator like myself. There we go. Let me try that again without accidentally chopping off the L. How are you doing? Game-wise? Okay. Pretty quiet. Just, collecting Koroks seeds and everything. Same as usual. Me personally, pain. My folks made pinto beans and cornbread yesterday at, southern U.S. home staple, which is fine, but I ended up having to have the pinto beans later in the evening after they've been soaking in their own juice, and the pinto beans resaturated themselves with all that starch that's known for giving people gas. And that's what I have to deal with today. My stomach and intestines are in pain. Abject pain. And so I've told everyone, you know, I reserve the right to cut stream off super short if I don't think I can manage the pain. Right now, it's fine. The pain kind of goes back and forth, where for like 10 minutes I can really feel it, and then for like another 15 I'm okay. It lines up with intestinal movements, so it makes a lot of sense, but that doesn't mean I have to like it. I can understand the science and not like it. Oh no, yeah. Yeah. It's rough. You watched both of the life vlogs? Okay. So you do know. It's kind of crazy you lived a hurricane in your client's home. I know, right? Yeah, So, I've been in hurricanes before. Don't get me wrong. I've lived through severe weather before. A lot of us have. But that experience was my first time dealing with it alone. And having to be responsible for other people's belongings, other people's pets. So you are a hurricane expert already. No. I appreciate the flattery, bear type, but no, I am not. The most I could say is I am slightly better at knowing what to do in that client's particular house. That's really about it. Thank you for inquiring, and I do owe everyone a third vlog, because, well, that second vlog was not a very good place to leave the vlogging series off at. And it's not like it was a regular occurrence. I only ever put out the video logs if I really feel I need to update people about things. We've hit 65 subscribers on YouTube, and I am further and further away from doing the YouTuber subscriber special already, and so the next vlog will have to account for all of that. I do intend on making a third vlog, because I've made plans. When you'll start to get money... I'm sorry, let me back up a little bit. When I start to get money from YouTube, would I stream and post more? Definitely. But that's a very, very long ways away. I gotta have 4,000 watch hours, and I think I've got to have something like, what is it, 2,000 subscribers? I'm not super familiar with the YouTube partner benchmarks. Someone else that's more familiar will have to, remind me. But I'd say once I get it would probably take me at least a couple of years of not only making long form content, but also minting out short form content. I'm just trying to get the next Koroks seed lined up here. Let me go ahead and find out what type it is. Thought so. So we need to go back here. Is the watch hours count live too? Nope. How long have I been streaming? I'm glad you asked. So technically, considering both platforms, I've probably been streaming for a bit over 7 years, and a bit closer to 8 on Twitch. Twitch is my primary platform, you see. I think, I would say prior to the last 2 to 3 years, I was streaming separately on YouTube. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that that question's a little difficult to answer. But between the two platforms, I probably have somewhere between 8 or 9 years collectively making this type of content and doing this type of thing. If and you don't mind my question, or if you don't mind my saying so. Hey there, Devious Grace, good to see you. Welcome back. Hopefully you're doing well and in health and in spirit today, and times are less sucky for you. Let's get that shout out going. Spelled correctly this time. If you guys don't know Devious Grace, please check them out. They do some of the same stuff I do, but their sphere that's unique to them is horror and sometimes shooters, whereas I tend not to touch the stuff. That might be changing as soon as the subscriber special series starts. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Make sure I'm not missing statements here. No, I just generally, going back to the watch hours, I don't want to, it's not quite the same as like subscriber count, right? Or, you know, member count, where it's like big number go up and people might like big number go up. Watch hours feels a little too meta to broadcast, where I think people would get caught up in asking me about watch hours, or, you know, You're welcome, Devious. You're very welcome. How have your streams been going, if and you don't mind my asking? And while I'm waiting on a reply from that, turning back to YouTube, some part of my like personal biases and reasoning might just be tying into this in a way I can't fully explain. But for the most part, the whole not advertising watch hours thing is just the same reason why I don't advertise or talk about the viewer count on Twitch. It's just not good practice. You need 1,000 subs. Cool. Okay, so I have a long time before I got to think about that. We're maybe just a bit past 6% there. And 4,000 watch hours to be able to have memberships? Understood. Shorts can be good to grow. I need to get back into making some. I have some footage of the Dragon Quest playthrough that I think would be really good as a short. When I was inserting gags a little bit more on the regular than I have been, because there's just been a lot of stuff to talk about in Dragon Quest, and I don't want to muddy that up with a joke or anything. But I do have some clips I've pulled off to the side for the express purpose of making shorts. It's just very inconvenient to make shorts. I think what I need to do is probably set up a separate project in DaVinci Resolve so that I can like make the shorts in that project without having to flick through the settings 15 different times. I think that's what I probably need to do, and then I would be a little more inclined to make shorts. Okay, good. I'm glad I found this. And I want to do, and going back to the whole discussion about the vlogs series, I'm not trying to make it an intentional series, but it is one. I want to refrain from getting too political. I got a little bit envenomated in the second vlog. A lot of people would probably say that I was at least somewhat justified in being as envenomated as I was when discussing things, but looking back on it, I do kind of think I could have just kept that out of the vlog and it would have been fine. I'm not gonna get into political stuff because that's what it was, but let's just say I do. It's just a different landscape, you know, this year than it was last year or the year before. That's all. All right, we've got this lovely Koroks seed out of the way. Where's the next one at? Here's a question I'm going to ask, and people on YouTube, Twitch, wherever, please feel free to answer. Is there a game or something you like to do? It doesn't even have to be a video game. It could be anything. Is there something you like to do, as a favorite activity ever? For some people, it's like making bullet journals. That's one of my siblings' favorite things to do, is just make bullet journals, or, you know, start the process of being creative. And that's probably the root activity, is just being creative. For me, like, obviously that answer is gaming, or I wouldn't be here doing this. But if I had a different activity I could say is like a top thing that I'd be doing, I would probably be getting my hands dirty with an aquaponic garden. I do think I probably would be exercising my green thumb a bit more. Playing hockey, Pickle says. Ooh, playing hockey sounds... I'm not usually one for sports, but I could see why it might be an interesting thing to do. And watching hockey can be genuinely entertaining at times. Just not much of a sports buff, that's all. But that's just the thing about our favorite things, isn't it? Our favorite activities. They give us that dopamine and serotonin and endorphins we're looking for. That's usually why we really like to do things, is we want the feel-good chemicals, man. Ladies, gentlemen, non-binary people. This is probably a good time to mention that this space is LGBT inclusive. It is a place for everybody to feel like they belong and to be able to say what they want to say in here. Free of judgment. To share in those experiences. If people are going to exhibit some isms, racism, and so on, it's against terms of service. So I'll likely give people a warning, and if they don't behave after that, ban, immediate ban. Just the second chance was the warning. The second chance was the warning. That said, my audience is very well behaved, and usually there aren't problems. The biggest thing we have to worry about, I want to say that is, yeah, we don't need to go that way. That's not a seed we can grab yet. You failed the trial? Aw, I'm sorry to hear that.
Let's give him a squeeze.
Thank you. Thank you for the lovely, audio redemptions in chat. For those of you on Twitch, YouTube, I will be working on a process for this sooner rather than later, hopefully, is for those of you on Twitch, if you look at the channel point redemptions, anything with a pink box has an audio file associated with it. So if you want to spam buttons, feel free. It's 50 channel points per redemption in pink that isn't something bigger, like, what the fox didn't say. I need to go and change the cost for that. I just keep forgetting to do it. Or if you want me to shut up for 5 minutes, that's like 2,500 points. There are some things that definitely cost more that also have an audio redemption associated with them. But for the most part, if it's 50 points, it's just to make noise. Really, truly. And I always like it when my audience makes noises. That means I'm doing a good job at being the seal in the circus. With the balancing the rubber ball on the nose and clapping and making noise. That's my job, everybody. When I'm not sitting people's dogs, I'm not working on my book, I'm not getting ready for tabletops with my friends. This is what I'm doing, is I am balancing my nose. What's going on here on YouTube? Okay, Pickle Spickle. See you. Thank you for stopping by. Hopefully you enjoyed your stay here, and I look forward to seeing you again in future streams. Hope you get better and have a good day. Thank you. I appreciate that. I will. I'm quite confident in that. So far, the pangs have been okay. I think we just put this up here. And if not, it's like over here. I'm trying to think of all the obvious spots where we've completed a pattern. Oh, wait, there's literally an indicator right here. I'm happy that Twitch and YouTube are, engaging in cross-platform conversation. I enjoy that, even if I don't think it's all that practical to do. Is it this one, then? What the heck? Alright, let me figure out what's going on here. Oh, that's why. Depth perception, everybody. Hold on, I got a perfect redemption for this one. I just need to crack it open and get to it. Director.
I can feel my wits evaporating in your mere presence.
It's over here. Or over there. It's one of these, gosh darn it. Okay. Hang on, is this the complete picture? There's no way, right? Am I just in streamer brain mode at the moment, or what? It's not that one. Okay. It's definitely one of these. And this was on the... Ow, let's not hit myself with a metal block. Here. Okay, it's this one. It's this one off to the south here. Nope. It's one of these. Oh, hang on a minute. I know what's going on. It needs to sit on top of one of these, doesn't it? Yep. I promise I can depth perception real good, chat. Sorry, my senators and inductees. I'm trying really hard not to use the 4-letter C word. Because people generally tend not to like that. Anyway... I'm sorry for any damaged brain cells you guys may have lost, or any damage to your brain cells you may have experienced while watching me, talk and try to solve a puzzle at the same time. I genuinely did not intend that. In all seriousness, though, is that it? Yeah, that's the correct one. Now we're gonna break things up with a nice fight, because I could only handle so many Koroks seeds at once. It's right here, right? Should be. Let's get a little closer to where I want the stamp to be. There we go. Come on. Thank you. Gosh darn it. Oh, and it's one of the luminous ones. And it's the luminous one. Yep. I've already said that. Alright. At least... Oh, it's gonna rain, though. No! Nice! Get up, Link. Dang it! Dang it! I was so hoping it wasn't gonna rain. I'm gonna totally use the bomb arrows while I've got them. Or is it raining? I can't tell, legitimately. Nice. I could have swore I just blew up that arm. Whatever. I'll blow it up again. I love these triple shot bows, and it is raining. Cool, great, awesome. We love that here. There we go. The rain made that slightly interesting, everybody. Ever so slightly interesting. I will definitely take a nice, lovely shower of luminous stones. How many of these do we have, by the way? We have 6. 4 more we can change them in for diamond, everybody. Everyone's best friend. Guaranteed. 110%. Next one is, like, down here. Yeah, it sure is. Okay, it's different. Are you serious right now? There are two different, That's interesting. That is very interesting. There's just rain going all the way down. Well, let's keep moving. I want to thank everybody. I realized that's something else I didn't do in the first hour. I want to fix that. I do want to thank everybody so incredibly much for stopping by and hanging out with me. Speaking of which, I think I may have missed a sentence too. Let's see. Super Mario Odyssey. Going back to bear type here. Your favorite Mario, Super Mario Odyssey? Took you a while to say no problem. No problem at all. Oh, no, that's Pickle that left. That's right. I think if I were to play through, you know what? I think I could see why, and I think I'm forming my own opinion on why I might be interested in Odyssey again. I remember the ending. I spoiled myself on it. It's the first time where it's one of the first times where Mario gets put in the doghouse. And I'm gonna let the ladies and gentlemen guess by what I mean by the doghouse. Isn't this Oh no, it's you just blow it up. What was I thinking? It's like right here. Too bad it's raining. I like the fact that Mario ended up trying so hard to do what he did against Bowser that he made Peach quite upset. Then again, I've always liked Peach, so, you know, I can buy into her reasoning for just about anything, given enough time. All right, we're gonna go back to the shrine, because there are a couple of Korok seeds to the southeast of Zora's domain we can collect. Opposite of Mount Ploymus, we didn't get a chance to get those. Because I wanted to end the stream off on a good note the last time. Not the last one, but the one before that. Where I would have probably collected those Korok seeds then. Okay, it's not raining, so I guess it must have just been weather off of the Lanayru Sea that was stormy for some reason. Or, you know, whatever the weather in the Akala region was looking like. Because that was technically, that was approaching the Akala region, I'd have to say. Alright, so it's up here in the Rudo Precipice. This is probably a pretty good one to try to use. Rivali's Gale to get. So that we don't have to walk all the way around and back into the East Reservoir Lake area. I would so love if these crates and pots refreshed their contents so we could get limitless free arrows. Arrows, the breadsticks of the endless soup saladed breadsticks bowl, only at Olive Garden. I do want to go to Olive Garden for my birthday. I'm going to be 33 this year, my senators and inductees. Link, to think that you were the one to appease the divine beast Varuda. What a surprise for you to show up here after 100 years. Please take it easy and enjoy your time here in the domain. Thank you, Gaddison. Really appreciate it. Where do we want to try to, like, leap off to make good progress? Maybe here-ish? Although, technically we don't have to do this. Alright, I'll be boring. Anyone else here like Olive Garden? Out of curiosity? I enjoy a good Olive Garden. I usually get a nice tiramisu whenever they offer it. Tiramisu is one of my favorite desserts, by the way. I enjoy a good tiramisu. It's hard to screw up, you know, a block of lady fingers, mascarpone cheese, and chocolate and coffee liqueur. Mmm. And I already like chocolate and coffee, so, you know, what can I say? I'm gonna just use this boomerang here. What's in this chest? It's not the ceremonial trident. It's a shield. I don't want to get rid of this silver shield. It's pretty, but I think I gotta. Get up there, Link. Thank you. Oh, really? This was the thing in question? Oh, yeah, I'm looking at it. I'm fixated on a different one. Well, thankfully it's super easy to spot. You just yoink and yoink. Like that. Okay, next one on our list is up the top of the mountain. I want people to know that I am not. I am past being a bitter person when it comes to, you know, the second vlog. I'm gonna make a new vlog posting that clarifies my intentions for this year, because I see all the bad shit going down. I'm not a fan of it. You know, Greenland, Panama Canal, all that fun stuff. I definitely don't want to get political. I'm just saying I don't foresee good things happening in the future. So I want to try to be that rosy little spot of sunshine. Which is hard when you don't mind talking about the stuff that isn't necessarily sunshine and roses, but I'm gonna make my best attempt at that. I want this to be a place where everybody can relax and feel free to enjoy themselves. And also, still not have a space that is like 99% of what people on Twitch do, which is like, no talking about the deep things in life, because that's too complicated of a subject matter. I don't want to have to police it, yada yada. I truly don't mind policing that type of thing, at least for now. Where are we? Okay, we've made a nice little ring around the posy here. Is there anything up on the road here? No. Are we actually in a... I'm gonna scan something, like at Quada's shelf. Just be absolutely positive. Let me find Quada's shelf here. I'm using an interactive map to help me find these seeds, by the way, in case anyone was wondering. Here's Pure Plateau. I need to find this shelf that is not marked on the map for some crazy reason. Now, I know that it's here at Lanayru Heights. And what about any of the seeds out this way? We got the one at Telta Lake. No, I don't want to minimize OBS. No, thank you. That's a raft. Down there. That's a raft over there. Ooh, but I do know what we could do. I think we're ready to view a memory, guys. That's gonna be nice. Just to have a nice break from the huge, and then we can actually get started on Hyrule Field proper, because why not? I want to take the opportunity to sort of shill do the major shilling. I've been pretty bad about timing it, so I'm gonna make sure I do a better job of that. I've mentioned before, I talked about the algorithmic stuff, following and subscribing and all that. Please feel free to do either of those things again. I enjoy that. And those are free ways to help the channel grow. If you feel like financially supporting me for any reason, I of course will always say that that's never required to be here. But if you do feel like financially supporting me, for you guys in YouTube, I have Patreon and Coffee. That's what I would recommend you guys use, with both one-time and continuous member packages available. And I would also recommend joining the Discord so that you can get the benefits that you were supposed to be promised. 95% of them are Discord derived for, like, in general. And for YouTube, it's a great way to close the gap, period, because I'm not a YouTube partner or anything. For you guys on Twitch, a tier 1 subscription will cut out the ads, get you emotes, double channel point quantity, double the number of votes when we go to vote on things, so on and so forth. And for you guys on YouTube, you also get most of that same stuff if you purchase a continuous Patreon or Coffee membership package. I truly do. I would absolutely charge $1 for what I'm offering if I could, but I can't. So I have to charge the minimum rates I'm allowed to charge on platforms, which for everywhere else but Twitch, it's $2. For Twitch, it's got to be $6. Sorry, but if you've got an Amazon Prime account, you know, you can totally use your Prime Gaming subscription, and you can get everything except for the lack of, you know, dismissal on ads, or, you know, not having the advertisements cut out. But the Prime Gaming subscription at least guarantees that I get the half I'm supposed to get from it, and you get emotes and all the other cool things as like kickbacks to you guys for doing that. I want to really make sure I say, you know, I appreciate anybody just being here at all, lurking in the background, or doing anything else really. I'm honored that people would even pick me at all to watch content for, because, you know, I have the personality of a wet mop. I'm not the most entertaining person out there. I'm not a moist critical. I am not a Jacksepticeye. I'm not a Mark. I'm not a Mark Fishbot. I struggle to make people laugh, other than in the way of people laughing at me. And I know, if my sibling were here right now, they would trash me. Are you about to pick up that guy's head? Stop. No. Stop it. Thank you. That should not have been difficult. Thank you, Saribot, for removing the spam. Hello. I did not want a Lizalfos arm. Goodbye. I do like the fact that Lizalfos arms are boomerangs, though. I think that's funny. Like, very funny. Anyway. You know, thanks to everybody for hearing me out on the shills. You know, I don't like shilling, and I hate running ads. But I do it because, honestly, if I don't find decent ways to, you know, talk about this stuff in a timely and efficient manner, well, you know, that makes for a bad viewing experience. At least I like to think it does. Sorry about that, I had to sneeze. Ooh. Oh, that sneeze just made things worse. I'm running out of spots. Yep, give me that. Where's the boomerang? I had a weapon earlier. Magnesis check? Oh, right. The weapon we did have in hand, we tossed. Makes sense. Alright, it's just across here, right? And the memory spot should light up, so I don't think we have that much to worry about. Looks like up here, right? Right? Oh, hello. Am I going a little too early? Picture 12. Cannot delete data. Oh, we already looked at this. That's what it is. Oops. Well, that happened. Let's resolve this combat situation we're in, and then we'll take a break. Goodbye. That's one. Yeah, it's this spot right here. We already technically finished that off. Okay, got it. Perfect place to take a break, I think. So here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna take a break. When we come back, I'm gonna give you guys the assessment over whether or not I think I can stream any further. Because I do feel that pang coming on again. Yeah, I feel it quite a bit. Okay, in the interest of not dragging this out, and because the pain is intensifying, I am going to go take that break now. You guys know the spiel, 3 minutes and 3 minutes. See you guys afterwards. Thank you so much again for your latitude and patience as I deal with honestly, not a great day. But you guys are making it better. Thank you. Sorry about that, guys. I'm back. It's been a great run, but I don't think I can, keep this up. At least for today. Sorry, that sort of implies that I can't do the whole streaming thing. No. I just mean, today, the pain has won, but I wanted to make sure I gave it and you guys an honest try. I need to do that more often. I think that doing so, sometimes the pain subsides. I kind of liken this stance to taking a Tylenol and toughing it out, more or less. I need to do that more often. I don't, especially for like content creation reasons, if I'm not doing anything to juice the algorithm, then I'm gonna get buried by it. So I want to make sure I'm not doing that. Welcome to work. Well, welcome to doing any kind of work where you can, you could die doing what you love. God, that sounds so dystopian, doesn't it? Well, I guess we're in those times now. Sorry, not a great way to close the stream off, like, at all. I do, again, want to thank everybody for being here. And considering I don't have folks on Twitch to raid with, I am going to go ahead and do the cut and run. But before I go, kind of nurse myself for a while, I do want to give you guys people to watch, whether you're on YouTube or on Twitch. And folks on YouTube, make a Twitch account. And folks on Twitch, make a YouTube account so you can get access to content. I jest, but, YouTube will be missing out. I might split it up and do 1 and 1. We'll see. For you guys on Twitch, please go check out Mr. MonkeyFunk4D. He's a good Twitch associate of mine. I've been meaning to stop by his streams, and I might do that today, actually. We'll be back on what I might do something tomorrow. We'll see. I just need to wait for this pain to subside, really. But, yeah, please go check out MonkeyFunk4D. He does the same kind of stuff I do, but he has a more expansive sphere of content than I do. He plays horror and shooters sometimes. I don't. And I suppose, for you guys on YouTube, I'm really gonna recommend that you, check out Chugga Conroy. I don't have a shout-out command for YouTube. So sorry. But, please go check out this man's content. He's got he's got like I want to say he has like 1 million or 2 million subscribers. He's like big in the YouTube sphere, humongo big, and there's a good reason for it. His content, I would say, is almost pretty much to die for. If you like Let's Plays, that is. If you're not such a fan of Let's Plays, well, I guess that's gonna be it's gonna have a knock-on effect. But I've done what I could to, you know, give people places to go. And, you know, please check out Epona Croutons, Axel LPS, and Sizzling Seal. They're all content creators on Twitch. I don't shout them out enough. I could never shout them out enough. Please check them out. They work really hard. They're in basically the same kind of sphere of content as me. So if you like action adventure games or retro games or, you know, RPGs, that type of thing, check them out. Promise it'll be worth your while. Now, my senators and inductees, thank you for hanging out with me today. Your company has been a blessing, a real pleasure. I will be back probably on Wednesday. Stay tuned. Don't think I have much to say there. You know, if you hadn't checked out the YouTube channel, please do so. I have content on there that could keep you company while you wait on me to stream or release more content again. And with that, stay safe, my senators and inductees. Take care of yourselves. You're welcome in my hallowed halls anytime. Check out the links in the description or the About Me page on Twitch. And with that, goodbye.